Baby.
It's warm in here.
It is. I mean, do you want me to go open this door so that you can be cooled off?
Well, I think it's going to get hotter.
It is?
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Want me to get the door for you?
No, it's okay.
All right, guys. So, I'll get the door in a moment, baby. All right, so, what's up, guys? Cobra King 500. I need your help. And Angela Pearson. I hope that your dad's doing well. All right, so, we are testing out this new machine right now to make sure it sounds good. So if it sounds weird or crazy, let me know. We're going to have to do a little mic check. This is the first time we're actually using this. And we're hoping that it gives you guys a better experience while we're answering. But
if not, let us know.
We can't hear what you can hear. So
yeah, and we're not going to put on our headsets because that's weird.
We still won't hear what you hear. So, please.
Yeah, or if all of a sudden you hear like heavy breathing, just tell us, because we also don't want to be those people either that's like heavy breathing eating the microphone. So just listen, we can take feedback, just tell us.
Thank you, Johnny. All right, sounds good. Thank you, Daniel. All right, appreciate you guys. All right, we are going to get in to some stuff today. We put some videos out today. There's a couple things that you wanted to throw in.
Yes.
And let's go ahead and see what we can do to help some people out through some of the stuff. We'll get into some of the things that we want to talk about. Then we'll take some of your questions and see if we can help save some of the relationships. If there's just a piece or two that you're missing that maybe makes it a little bit better.
Yeah. All right. So let me get into it.
All right.
So we posted a video earlier regarding if you should stay friends with exes, right?
Yes.
Once you start a new relationship. It seems to be the overwhelming consensus is no. There were some questions like, okay, well, what if you have kids? Then we talked about, okay, that's a business relationship. So there is one guy that said he was going to jump on tonight. I just want to answer his question. It looks like from reading the comments, though, from earlier, he's kind of figured it out himself. Still don't really know if we need to answer it anymore, but we'll get into it because this question comes up every single live that we have. So his question is, I've been seeing this girl for 5 to 6 months, not dating. Her ex is her number one Snap friend and snaps 20 to 30 dudes. Any advice? So just from that alone, not having any other information, what would be your advice?
I mean, you're just one of the dudes. Like,
that's fair.
She's playing the field like crazy. All these options are left wide open. And she's not even bashful about it. You're not important. You're just one of the dudes. You're a number. So you're a temporary thing. There's no chance there. You've got nothing to build on.
And that's kind of the consensus he came to. Like, all right, I'll just have fun. Like, everybody was kind of like, dude, end of story. This is it. He figured it out. It's red flag. Do with it what you will. Clearly, this is not long-term relationship.
Yeah, and the golden rule needs to get applied all the way around. I think people always try and like navigate their justifications for breaking the golden rule. And this is one of the ones where if you had your ex-girlfriend's your number one Snap and you've got 30 other girls you're talking to, is she just like, of course, that makes perfect sense. That's what you should be doing. You guys aren't going to have anything. There's no relationship to build on there.
Yeah, no. I can't even. That would not work.
All right, so obviously, though, when it came to like parents and your ex, who you guys have a kid together, you're forced to interact with somebody. There's a few factors. Usually, this is the hard thing. Anybody who's dating at 30 and up is usually going to be running into somebody who's got a kid or something like that. It's usually going to be in there. 30 and up is where you start seeing the things. Now, here's where the problem comes in. Statistically speaking, if there's a divorce and some sort of messed up relationship thing, most times there's an asshole involved. And so you're going to be inheriting an asshole somewhere. That's one of the more frustrating things about dating when you're a little bit older and there's kids involved, is now you got to deal with the other person. Here's the rough part for some of you. Is some of you are with your new girl or with your new guy, and then you meet the ex, because you got to switch the kids, and you meet who they are, and the ex is lovely. They're just super nice. They're so wonderful. And you're like, oh, yeah, thank you for so much for the kids. We appreciate you. Anything we can do to help, we'll be there for you. And then you get in the car and you go, oh no. If they were really nice, I'm with the asshole. Oh no. And so it's going to be like that at some point where you're going to inherit one. You always hope it's the ex. But
yeah, that's true. You always hope it's the other person you're not with.
Oh, you're like, oh no, I'm with the one who made the problem. But that's a funny one with that.
That's true.
But otherwise, the ex is a business relationship. This is just somebody who you set up schedules, you appoint meetings, you do meeting dates and swaps for did you get the children from point A to point B? Yes, I did. Thank you. Here's the money. Like, whatever. It's a business deal from this point on.
Yeah. That pretty much sums up. Yeah. It pretty much sums it up.
Thank you. Thanks, Ryan Weaver. The beard loves you. I did a minimal amount of love today on the beard.
You've been busy, been on the phone all day with calls.
Yeah. The stream died earlier. We were just doing a mic check. I just wanted to see if we could even do this and it would work.
Yeah. Being friends doesn't include going out or hanging out. Say hi and hello and being polite, is it?
Being friends doesn't include going out and hanging out. Yeah, no, not like that. That's not what being like a business relationship isn't like that. But if they're like if we were gonna go out with our exes, like she's going out and she's gonna go have like a dinner date and drinks with her ex, for what? And I don't have any reason I have to go out with an ex and have dinner date and drinks and reflect on the good times and all the good stuff that we did together. We don't. We did that. We're done. It didn't work.
Here, a funny story. Yes, thank you. I am back. I'm back from Texas. I got back late Friday night. So thank you. But here's a funny story, a little personal. We don't really share too much personal stuff about us, but funny story. I was married for about 11 years, 12 maybe, I don't know. But now, have this wonderful man. And can you imagine? Okay, if you guys have seen the content, you know what a smart man this guy is right here. My ex and him had a conversation, and it's weird how things just change. For the better. All of a sudden, everybody's cooler. Sometimes he'll jump on here. It works out.
Yeah, everybody's chilled out since then.
Yeah, which is good, and yeah, it's all a business relationship here. That's for sure.
No, I see you, Daniel. You're trying to figure out how to get it all in there.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys being here. Really do.
Get your girl 3K. You better watch out, because get your girl 3K will get her. I don't know what that means really.
What? I didn't see it.
It's right there. His name is Get Your Girl 3K.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he's got like a business where he gets everybody $3,000. I don't know.
Get your girl 3K. Maybe.
He's like, he's like, you guys got to step up. I'm gonna help you get your girl 3K today, so you guys have a happier life together. Pay those bills. That's your guy.
Yeah.
That's your guy.
Oh, that's so good. Made a big difference in your life. Thank you for being here. Truly, you guys. That's the purpose of us doing this. We're not like
West Side Chipper.
I'm for guys trying to get a solid girlfriend, but hilarious. Yeah, in your opinion, here's opinion for you. I wish we could bring you on because I have lots of questions for you. What does a solid girlfriend mean to you?
I don't know if these guys.
He said, "I'm for guys." No, I don't know if they can, but I'm curious. What does a solid girlfriend mean to him if he's helping guys do it? What's a solid girlfriend to you? I'm just curious.
People are always trying to jump on. Is there a way for
can you request
3K
if
to jump on?
they have 1,000? Because remember we went through this when I was in Texas, and I don't have any friends on my other account, so I couldn't go live with you. But if they have 1,000 people, they can go live with us. So that's cool. Okay, while we wait for Get Your Girl 3K.
Awesome.
Solid girlfriend can
Thanks,
move it.
Chris laughs. Yeah, we're glad that we can help. And it's ironic, too, because we've been doing this for a long time.
Good.
And it's pretty nice to see that people are actually looking for, like, a reasonable, like medium for each other. People are getting really sick of the extremes, and it doesn't work. And I've been talking to guys every day who keep going to the narrative or going to these extremes. and their relationships are just completely falling apart, and they're not understanding reciprocity, they're not understanding how to find a balance and how to lead and how to follow, and they've got the wrong definitions for submission, and they think that someone's being a dictator, and it's none of those things. Everything is about agreements and balance and growth and learning and being better together. The relationship is supposed to make it so you guys are getting something that make each other better. And people are trying to be the boss of each other, and then bad or weak people are getting authority and then just mistreating people with it. It's a pretty crazy world out here right now. So it's nice to see people going like, can we get some reasonable advice?
Yeah.
Can we get somebody who just goes like, hey, how do we not fight so much? You go like, maybe listen to each other. And they go, what? No, they just said I'm supposed to give her all my things and then she dates my best friend. That's terrible advice.
Yeah, pretty much.
This other lady said I'm supposed to trick him into getting me pregnant. No, you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
These are terrible advices.
For sure. So I'm going to move this out of the way for a second.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, Johnny Greggs. Why saw a therapist who emotionally flooded her, told her to list all the things about me that bothered her.
Oh,
Why?
no.
Now she has a trauma response when she even holds my hand. How do we bounce back?
So what I would have done instead is, how about you do a gratitude thing and not a beat down thing? If you guys write down all of the positives that you have in each other, the things that you're grateful for, ironically, even if you just did this without even saying each other, what are just the things you're grateful for? If you're a provider in the house, or you're the one who takes care of a lot of things, you're going to be able to realize a lot of the things that she's grateful for are things that you provided for her, in turn being grateful for you. This could be safety, this could be security, this could be things, it could be just freaking groceries. Could be the bed, could be the window covers. I don't know what it is that she's grateful for, but when you really start being thankful and look for the good things that you have in each other's relationships and with just around you, you realize that you're both bringing way more optimism to each other than you are pessimism. But if you're looking for bad stuff, you'll find it. But if you look for good stuff, you'll find it. So let's start with good stuff, and then we acknowledge what shortcomings are we need to work on, and then make agreements forward. But when you start adding shame and blame and guilt, and we start adding in judgments, and you start making it so look at him in a negative light, this is why there are some therapists that are bad therapists. I also have a hard time with my guys. There's a lot of demons that people have in their closets, a lot of things that you've gone through in your life. And when people go through difficult things, they don't always have the coping skills to deal with them. And so you'll go to a new therapist who says, all right, let's take your scariest demon, we'll throw you in the ring, and we're going to open up Pandora's box. We're going to see what you got. You just start getting the shit kicked out of you because you still have no new tools to fight this terrible thing yet. And then they go, well, time's up, we'll talk to you in a week. And you just let the monster out. And so you've got no new skills, and the thing that you've had suppressed is now running rampant like a Tasmanian devil in your heart. How about we train to fight the thing before we go in the ring? How about you learn how to protect yourself, you learn how to beat it, and then we go and see what you've got? It's just not the right way to teach people how to fight the things that they've got to fight in their life. Train first, then get in the ring. Don't get in the ring, watch you get traumatically beat the hell up, and then hope we can pull you back from there. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I've been trying to write down as many questions as I can as they're going through. And so let's start kind of at the top. And if we don't get to your question, maybe ask again because I could have missed it.
Yeah.
You guys have some really great questions tonight, so we're going to try to answer as many as we can. So Johnny says that's exactly what happened,
Yeah,
that she
sorry,
went
Johnny.
back and didn't find another therapist. That's so tough.
Damn,
that's
bro.
so tough.
Yeah, that's not even a fair setup. That's not even how you even try to repair a relationship. Let's bash the other one.
No.
That's the worst. What's up, Isaiah?
Just
I see
fuels
you,
the
kid.
fire. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Johnny. Johnny, if you ever want to talk, man, so people have booked us out. Also, a good guy to talk to is my boy Eddie. He's on our podcast. He's on all the time. He's brilliant. And he just opened up a bunch of calls. I'm booked out all the way to July. But he just opened up some calls so you guys can talk to him as soon as this week. So if you just want to be able to jump in and get in with our guys, jump in with our group, I just can only get to so many calls a day. So you don't have to wait, Johnny. If you want to jump in with Eddie and then you can jump in with our guys sooner, There's options, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to write this last one down and we're going to get started.
Yeah.
Okay, so how can I reconnect with my husband, go on dates without feeling bad for leaving our 15-year-old at home?
Wait, I'm missing something. Maybe it's just the wording. You said, how do I reconnect with my husband
Yeah,
and go out on dates?
like she wants to reconnect,
With
go out
the
on
husband.
dates with the husband without feeling bad for leaving 15-year-old at home.
Okay, the 15-year-old's old enough to babysit other people, unless there's like a disability or something that we don't know about. But for the most part, right now, as a 15-year-old, they are legally old enough to watch other small humans. So you may be okay.
Yeah, you probably are okay. I do understand though, sometimes when you first are leaving, especially if it's a first child that you've had to leave at home, it can be a little scary. But just make sure they have phone numbers, do all the safe precautions.
Lock the door.
And then I promise you, once you do it once, you're going to be like, this wasn't so bad, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, but at 15, they're old enough to take care of other people. They're old enough to babysit. So it's okay to go out. They're okay. And they're going to do the same thing they normally do. They're going to watch their shows, play their games, talk to their friends.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
And enjoy that you're probably not there.
Yeah, and they're going to raid the cabinet with the liquor or whatever. You get a funny story.
They'll be
when you
fine.
get home.
And if it makes you feel better, just go somewhere like down the street or somewhere close so it makes you feel comfortable. And then slowly get further and further away. Because in about 3 years, they're going to start doing the same. So you want to make sure you take the time with your significant other, because kids, we know we have 3, will grow up, they'll move away, and you don't want to be put in a position where your kids are gone. Now your spouses too.
But also for the kid to have a stable place, you guys have to reconnect. And remember, you have a relationship first that teams up to raise the other ones. And so if you guys are taking care of yourselves, it makes it much easier to be good parents.
Yeah.
So enjoy your date.
Yes.
You deserve it. You guys need some good date time.
Absolutely. My wife doesn't want me to greet her when I come home.
Why not?
Why not? If you're still on, why not?
My wife doesn't want me to greet her when I get home. But wait, is that what it says? My
It
wife
literally
doesn't
said that.
want me to greet her.
When I come home. I would also like to know why.
Yeah, that doesn't seem very nice.
I don't like it.
Okay.
Okay, while we wait for that one.
During a time of extreme turmoil.
When
yeah,
she gets,
now
when
I'm
she gets
afraid.
home, she doesn't want you to greet her when she gets home? Okay.
Listen, nobody hates when dogs see you when you get home because they're just happy as hell when you're there. They're like, you're home, it's so good. There's a whole Dale Carnegie thing where he writes about greet people like a dog. People love being greeted like they're important and they're special and they're the person that they couldn't wait till you got home. And for someone to say, I don't even want to see you when I get home, like, I don't understand what we're missing here.
Yeah. I don't either.
Chris, I think we're missing something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's like not her. We don't know.
I don't know.
Is that a generalized question or is that yours? We don't know.
I know that like the amount of
Characters
you can write makes it really difficult to say what it is.
Okay, my wife of 12 years wants me to bring, this one comes up a lot, wants me to bring a woman into the relationship. I feel like it is possible.
Oh, I'm sure you do, Gary. I'm sure it does feel like there's bringing a woman in the relationship is possible. I don't know your dynamic on this, if you're trying to pull some unicorn situation or if she's trying to have an extra girlfriend for herself. Like, I don't know what's going on, but this is the equivalent of playing with fire. And it's a very, very high probability when you play with fire that you're going to get burned. Now, some people can stay warm and cozy for a little while, but eventually fire burns you. So, I don't know, if you're going to bring another woman in the house after a bunch of years, just, you guys had a good time, enjoy the divorce. It's going to get messy, and I don't know. It sounds terrible. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, also, your question of, I am not emotionally available enough with a question mark. I don't know if that's you telling yourself that you can't deal with 2 women and not be emotionally available.
Yeah.
Good luck to you, buddy.
You're going to be not emotionally available to both of them?
Yeah,
It seems like a bad idea. I mean, like, listen, we all get to choose what we're going to do. If you want to go in, you're going to have fun for a little while, but, I mean, I don't know too many people who say adding more girls makes it more balanced. It just makes it crazier, and if you're having sex with more than one of them, enjoy the madness, because it'll be fun for a minute, and then you're going to go, why did we do that?
Yeah. Do you guys see the big push for couples to open their relationships and try
Polyamory. It seems like, I don't know, we've always known people who do it. At least I did.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a normal amount. I think it's just becoming more
I think
aware.
I think it's just a small amount, but I think because it's rare, it is louder. I think that's probably part of it. We talked about this on the live because this also comes up. People ask us if we're swingers.
So it's trying to do us. What the heck?
No, that is not my life. If you watched any of us, you know no. That is not my life. But I think that's part of it. I think that it is rare, but there's more people talking about it now.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels louder. But like you spoke about last time, what you've seen, want to just talk about that? Like, what have you seen with people that live in this lifestyle? What have you seen happen?
I see that there's a few things that people are doing wrong. First off, if you're using the idea of polyamory as some sort of band-aid to repair the relationship, I think it falls right in line with if we get pregnant, then maybe we can rekindle our relationship. Nope, it doesn't. All it does is it just pushes you guys further apart. Having sex with other people doesn't make your relationship stronger. It just doesn't. It's one of those things where maybe there's some missing piece inside of both of you, but it doesn't make anything better. All it does is pull you further apart. So if this is the Band-Aid and you're going to try having someone else have sex with your wife, or you're going to have sex with someone else's wife, or whatever the new game plan is going to be, just expect it to become problems. And so I can't think of any of the polyamorous relationships that I've known people to have that actually like stayed together. Like there's always some sort of separation, and it always gets further and further. It might take time, but it seems to get further and further and further. It doesn't. I've never seen a relationship get stronger from having sex with other people.
No.
I just haven't. And I've even seen in one case where I want to say, what was it, 5 different couples that all were like switching back and forth between wives and husbands, and all of them got divorced and married the other ones in the group. If you're really looking to legit wife swap, I mean, that's one of the things that could happen. If you're really trying to just sacrifice the entire thing, or like try and make it so you guys just agree that that was a shit show, so let's end it, what are you doing? Like, it's not gonna play out very well. You might have fun for a minute. You might get a lot of attention, which will be nice for a little bit, but ultimately everything just burns down around it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah. Okay. How do I help my husband feel more appreciated after my exhausting day with the kids?
I don't know what her level of appreciation is. Maybe you should try asking what makes her feel appreciated. It's kind of a funny thing.
She would ask him.
Who doesn't feel appreciated, her or him?
She wants to, no, it's her saying, how do I make my husband feel more appreciated?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What does he need to feel appreciated? Like, I think that some of these, if you really just talk to him, like, and this is where it does get a little tricky. He might not know. You know, this is where it is. I even had a guy I was talking to who I'm working with now. He said, like, my wife just isn't respecting me. And I said, fair enough. Act as though I've never heard of what that word means, and please explain to me what respect is. And he was like, well, respect is, man, what the, I don't know. You caught me off guard there. I'm like, and that's kind of it. We all think that we want something. So maybe he wants appreciation, or she wants to show appreciation, or something's going on here, but you actually don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what it is that you need, because like, I need you to, I don't know, massage my feet, or do I need you to make me some toast? Like, do I want you to, I don't know, put a warm towel on me? Like, what do you call being appreciated? Everybody's got like some different way of like, that makes me feel good. Without asking, everyone's got a different definition. So what's his? Mm-hmm. What is it? What's his version of appreciation that makes him feel good?
Yeah.
I don't know. So start with just what it is, and just maybe try and work through it. If he's like, I really don't know. I don't know, I miss the way that we used to do stuff. Well, what did you used to do? Like,
Right.
I don't
What's
know.
his love language? Maybe even starting there. Do you guys taking the quiz together if you haven't done that?
Yeah,
That's a good place to start too. Yeah.
Maybe one where the question brings on another question. So.
Yeah. I've heard the man sets the tone for respect at home. Someone else disagrees. Respect is mutual. What are your thoughts about that?
Did you just read two different questions
I
and
did.
ask me one?
Yes.
Which one do you want me to respond to?
Well, it was only one question. I've heard that the man sets the tone for respect at home.
Maybe. I think it depends on the dynamic that you guys have. Let's go ahead and debunk a word. I'm really big on the meaning of words. What is love? I mean, Emily, you've got an opinion. Go ahead and give us the definition of what respect is for everybody. And then somebody go ahead and take on what love is. Go ahead and tell us what that is. If anybody wants to tell me, let's go ahead and, what's the word that we're looking for here? The submission. Somebody go ahead and take on, what does being submissive mean? So I'm going to take on the last one. There's a ton of words I can do. We can go into just what does that word mean to you. And ironically, we all seem to have a different definition. Someone want to go ahead and take on happiness? Let's go ahead and take on happiness. So here we go. Is it McClister? She says obeying. So this is one of the things where people think submission means you have to obey. It's not really what submission is. Submission just means you're not going to be pushing back, but you still have an opinion. It's going to be one of those things to where hey, we work together, but ultimately you're going to have to trust that he's got your best interest. He wants to hear your input. But it doesn't mean you get to dominate or overbear, because at the end of the day, we're going to be real. I'm going to be real with you ladies. At the end of the day, he's stronger than you always. He's just kind enough to not hurt you, which is a big perk to the relationship, that he can protect you because he's much stronger, but he won't hurt you because he loves you. But on that note, he's also the bigger, stronger version of the protector in the house, in which case you give him the 1% leeway of, since you put your life on the line to protect us, I'll give you that one extra swing vote. Sometimes what you have to say is the better way to do things. And sometimes what he's saying is almost every time has to be, and you have to trust each other, that his judgment is made so that you guys have a better future. Everything that he's going to do, whether it be investing time, money, his resources, his expertise, whatever he's doing, you should trust that he's doing it because he wants your life and your kid's life to be as good as he can do. Sometimes that's not always great, but he's got to be doing his best. And if you trust that, you give him his 1%. But that doesn't mean you don't talk. It doesn't mean you have to obey. It doesn't mean you have to do these things. It just means, listen, we're a team here, but if it comes down to the swing vote and you're like, all right, well, I heard your side, you heard my side, between the two, I still think it's in our best interest to go this direction. You go, all right, well, hey, you heard my side, I trust you, let's go. That's a better form of being submissive. But if you need to be combative and confrontational, and you're trying to challenge, and you're trying to, compete all the time, you're exhausting. And guys don't find exhausting to be attractive. He wants a teammate. Now, your opinion matters. But don't be exhausting, because you hate that too. And so when it comes down, you go, babe, at least consider this. Now, him being a respectful man will go, let me hear your opinion. After he hears both sides, should go, I hear what you're saying. I still believe this is in our best interest for our family. So I'm going to go this route. At the risk of, if I'm wrong, it's on me. So I'll take the responsibility for if it goes wrong. But trust that I'm going to do the best I can for us. And if you're honestly, and this is where you can really look at yourself, and you can look at your man and say, I don't think he has the best interest for me or our family. What are you doing in this relationship then with someone who you don't believe has your best interest at heart? What do you do?
Absolutely. And I'm almost wondering too, is if you're going to let the guy, if I'm letting you lead, right? And I'm saying to you, I know you have our best intention, right? I'm going to trust that you're going to handle it this way, even though I may disagree. I'm going to trust that you got it, right? Mm-hmm. Then on me as a woman, let's say that it goes sideways, okay? as a woman, my responsibility now, or my thought, is not to go back and say, told you so, you should have listened to me. No. What I do is, okay, cool. Like, trusted you. That doesn't mean I'm never going to trust you again, or never value your input, or think your intentions are crazy. Like, no, this is something I would want the same respect back to me if I mess up, because I know I'm not perfect. And then we keep it moving. This is how we grow as a couple.
Yeah, what did we learn?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it better. All right, that one, you were right.
Yeah.
You know what? I should have gone that route, but I did what my gut was saying. Some of these are a little bit rough. Jasmine here says, hello Beth. When it becomes exhausting, then what? You're always in choices, always. You are always in a decision-making process. And when it becomes exhausting, the question would be, can you control you or can you control them? The correct answer is, of course, you can control you. What can you do to make things less exhausting? I'm going to tell you right now, ladies, I'm going to give you the secret that us guys, we don't want you to know. The trick is, it's not nagging, it's not complaining, it's not shaming, it's not blaming, it's not putting us down, and it's not making us feel like we're pieces of shit. That way doesn't work to make things less exhausting. But if we are trying to really listen to each other, if you're encouraging him to be better so that he keeps trying to be better every day, if you forgive people for the mistakes they're doing to try and do better for you, but maybe don't know how to do things yet, and try and really be as patient with him as you want someone to be patient with you, well, that'll work a lot better. A lot better. All the nagging and complaining stuff, it just makes it more exhausting.
And also, when you're doing the nagging yourself, it becomes self-destructive as well on the person that's doing the nagging as well. Because I can tell you, I've never complained and felt like, man, I feel really good about that. Unless I'm venting, then he knows about it. But I've never been like, oh, let me just complain about this. I feel so good. Like, it doesn't feel good on either side.
Mm-hmm. Emily, I think it's subjective. Sometimes when I see people say things like, how do I deal with someone who's negative? When I'm talking to couples pretty often, it's really just a big misinterpretation of what it is. So there's things that are added. So he may say like, I really wish that we could talk better. And then it'll be added in like, he thinks I don't know how to talk. Nope, that's not what he said. He said, I really wish we could talk better. And oh, he thinks that I'm too stupid to finish sentences then. Not what he said either. It's one of these things where people start adding in what they feel about it instead of really listening to what they're saying. I have a feeling that if I talk to both of you together, I would do a translation for what's really happening, and then you go, oh, because it happens every time we have couples.
Every
like,
time.
Every time. I'm like, he didn't say you don't know how to talk. He just said he wishes you two were better together. Do you want to be better together? And you're like, well, yeah. Then you just agreed with each other. You're not actually fighting right now.
So true.
Like it happens all the time.
It's so true. And as women, we naturally like to add things to the conversations. We add past experiences that if you're having a conversation, if him and I are having a conversation, I'm like, wow, that seems like, in my mind, I'm saying, you know, wow, this seems very familiar. I know someone else that said this, and now I'm going to call it the same thing. It is not the same thing. A lot of times it's not. Mm-hmm. And stop making up the stories and calling it something different. Try to see it for what it is. And if you're unclear, you find yourself making up stories, and ask questions to understand.
Oh, that's just way too simple. There he is. Old skin slap. We were just talking about your comments earlier, bud.
I also just want to say, too, as Rick has been coaching men, and he doesn't do necessarily one-on-one coaching, you do free calls, but he does bring all the men together. They do it virtually. He has a badass group of men right now. The next class starts on June 1st, mm-hmm. right? And the next group of men starts June 1st. If you're looking to join another badass group of men that will have your back, no blame, no shame, no judgment is their motto, and that's truly what it is. Starts June 1st, so book a call with Rick. Or
yeah,
Eddie.
It's some powerful stuff. This next class has got a lot of heart in it, so there's a lot of good, big-hearted guys out there who have just been not treated well. So if you click on the link at the top of our profile, it goes right to our landing page for our website stuff. It also has all our other information if you want to see more of what we do. That's going to be on on all the links that we've got. You've got our podcast and our YouTube stuff and all those things. And what we've been doing for you guys is I've been downloading these videos after we're done and throwing them on our YouTube. So you can go back and watch some of them. There's a few of them that I kind of went off on. I went in on some of them.
Listen, you're entitled to your opinion.
They're pretty funny. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Isaiah, we already talked. You already know what it takes to sign up, buddy. Should I be worried, Dad, bud?
All right.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
Yeah. My lady got off of work after a 14-hour shift, then went to visit a friend. Wait, I think we talked about this before.
But wouldn't
say who it was. Should I be worried?
Yeah.
Is this? I feel like the last situation, and I don't know why I'm remembering this. It could be someone else. But she didn't say she got off work, but she's supposed to be going to work, but she wasn't at work and didn't put her location on. Is this the same person we're talking about again with some other issue?
Oh, Dad, bud.
So all the links are at the top. You click on the link, then you scroll to the bottom. We have all of our social on there too. No, okay, it wasn't you.
Okay.
There's a lot of patterns and a lot of similarities with our lives that we do, and a lot of questions that people ask. So, first time question, I like it. Okay, what'd you answer that?
Yeah, when he's going through that one, let's just play it out for him. Let's just go another couple doing this. If I was gone for 14 hours, and then I told you I'm going to go out with somebody, I'm going to go to a friend's house, I'm not going to tell you who the friend is, and I'll see you later, how would you be doing?
That wouldn't work for me. That wouldn't work.
Not good, huh?
No, I would call you. You didn't answer. To me, automatic red flags. Him and I don't treat each other that way. And I think that it comes from having conversations about boundaries and how we respect each other and the golden rule. Because if I was to do that for him, he also would be like, "What the heck is happening?" Like there would be questions.
I know what you look like after a 14-hour workday. It's not let's go party.
No, it's not.
You are so tired at the end of the day. There's
if I was like, I'm going out.
There's no way. No, you're not. Beard brush time. Be a man. Is it beard brush time? Let's go. I got you, bud. Check out this beard brush I just got. The thing's got a freaking lion on the back of it.
It is pretty cool.
So I thought that was a pretty cool beard brush.
It is pretty
thing.
cool.
I was like, let's go. What's the golden rule? Golden rule is treat people the way you would like to be treated. People mess this up all the time. Here's one thing. Let me kind of go in a little bit. Dad bod, the answer is that's fucked up. You're right. Yes, it sucks. That's not good, man. That's a bad thing. It goes against treating the way you guys want to both be treated.
He also said my ex-wife cheated on me, so I felt it was just me being paranoid.
We both be paranoid too. I'm not trying to tell you how to feel, but I think that we both be paranoid.
Yeah, I would ask.
She'd be paranoid for sure.
That wouldn't work for me.
Yeah. She'd be trying to GPS where I was and everything.
Find a way.
Yeah, she'd be
very resourceful.
Calling police.
Yeah. Calling family members.
There'd be a PI
He would get home from being wherever he's at, and I'd be gone because I'd be out there looking for him.
Yeah. There'd be a GPS in my trunk I don't know about. There'd be all kinds of stuff changing.
Yeah. Don't play with me.
Oh, man.
Just kidding. Kind of.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in a little bit on something. This is a red flag. Here's an awareness lesson for you guys.
Oh, thanks for the likes. This is fun. I think that's what they are, gifts, likes.
Oh, cool. I don't know what that means. Here's a cool thing for you guys. I don't know what the trouble gum just said, like 37 presents. I don't know what it means, but it looks cool. Thank you. That's really nice. Here's one of the words that fascinates me. There are words that truly fascinate me. This is one of the ones that do. One of the ones that get me is justifications. Justifications are amazing because this is the thing that you can do inside of your head that when you do something terrible that you would absolutely hate done to you, you can tell yourself you're still a great person and it's okay. Justifications are wonderful because it takes you off the hook for doing things that you would absolutely hate done to you. What a cool feature, right? So when you see people going, well, I think it's okay to have, my person on the side just in case this doesn't work out, but I don't want you doing that too. Well, what's your justification? Well, because I have to have safety and security. What about their safety and security? Oh no, I don't agree with that. Good justification. It's pretty amazing. You know, I can tell them that they need to do this, but I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Because I don't want to do it, and they should do it. Well, thanks for adding the should for their future. But not cool. You're breaking the golden rule and feel like it's okay. Justifications are amazing. So I would probably take a real heavy look at anybody who treats people the way that they don't like to be treated and really catch the reason why it's just fine and okay to do it. Because that one will really surprise you that you're like, the red flags were everywhere.
When you're out of it, yeah, you definitely see them more clearly. Recognizing, yeah, it's tough.
When you have rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just look like flags.
Yeah, man, yeah, that's so true. So true.
That's your boy Skin Slat or whatever. I'm sure she's pretty, dude. That's probably why she's got like 30 guys in her DMs right now. Yeah. But man, you're getting caught up in the burden of beauty.
Yeah.
You gotta get back on your game. Work on your burden of performance.
Yep, absolutely.
Find somebody who actually respects you. That's gonna be pretty cool too. You'll love that.
Absolutely.
Justification is an 8 deadly sin. Well said.
Yeah, that is well said. How do you not act out in the moment?
Good question.
That is a very
Brad
good question,
Anthony.
Brad Anthony, too.
So there's two kinds of human beings. When I work with my guys, there's only two kinds of guys. You're either trained or you're not trained. Emotions come first. Everybody knows this. Whenever you're having something happen, it's going to happen in the moment. And the things that we train is, are you either reacting or are you responding? And you have to take a second sometimes to catch what's going on here and how you're going to handle it. Your circumstance does not make the man. The circumstance reveals the man to himself. Are you a hothead? Are you emotionally all messed up? Are you weak? Are you strong? Are you stoic? Are you, a loose cannon? If you're having some sort of a reaction instead of a response, it's showing where your level of training is. And so the more that you train, the more you stay calm under pressure. Remember, you're not actually in danger. Someone's just having an emotional moment. Maybe you're just disagreeing. And the more awareness that you have in the moment, the less likely you have to go off or you have to do some more damage than what would have been done before. And so it's more of a trained versus untrained thing. I'm a redhead.
He's still talking about polygamy. No, it's not good. We're going to tell you right now it's not going to work.
Doesn't work, bro.
It doesn't work.
It's a bad idea. Let's see. My counselor said, but that's what my counselor said, but she disagreed. Yeah, it's kind of like a soldier. Well, Bradley, I work with the warrior's way. And so what we do is we train to defeat the enemies inside of our head. So all the self-awareness stuff that we do, all of the awareness practice that we do, all of the training we do is to defeat the things that hold us back in here. Because the fight that you're having with her is because you care. But because you care, the way that feelings enter through your love... Here, I'm going to break it out for you guys. All right, you're getting the map. This is going to be backwards to them. The way your feelings come into your love is going to be through amplified emotions. Once amplified emotions come in, it turns all of the other love circles on. You might have to flip this thing around.
Yeah.
You know how to do it, baby?
Yeah.
All right. Why do men compartmentalize things? They did studies on that.
I think it's mirror.
Mirror. Let's try it. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Leave it like that. Hit the top part of it, please. Beautiful. Thank you, baby. So the men compartmentalize things. Write that one down because it's a good study. I actually really enjoyed that one. All right. So your feelings is where everything comes in. It's going to go in through your amplified emotions. Once things go into here, everything that's going on in your life here, all of the needs, all of your expectations, all of your love languages, all of your sacrifice, all your serving, also the highest source of your pain is all in your love circle. So whenever something regular happens to you, your love circle is going to amplify everything, which makes it so when the person you care about the most is like doing something that would normally not be a big deal in any other situation, this person is amplified to level 10. And so you'd be like, what the fuck? You're my person. Why are you doing this? Mm-hmm. I'm putting too much into you. You matter too much to me. This can't be the way you're treating me. Like everything is dialed way up. You don't like that, do you, babe?
No.
All right, go ahead.
You can keep talking.
Okay. I see you're not liking that flip thing.
I like it. It's backwards. It's backwards.
And so when you don't know what it is that you're fighting against, the emotions come first and then our logic comes afterwards. But the more that you train to have awareness of knowing what something is, you don't have to have that reaction to it. You get to go, hold on a second. I can see you're actually upset. But if you pay attention, she's not really pissed off about the laundry. And she's not really pissed off about your shoes. There's something else bothering her. So sometimes you gotta go like, babe, what's going on? You just should put your shoes there. Babe, I know it's not the shoes, hon. What's going on? You okay? How do you train yourself? You don't. How do you know more than you know?
Such a good point.
How do you learn something that you haven't seen before? You train with other warriors. You train with other people who do this. You can read Stoic philosophy. I've read a lot of Stoic philosophy. I love Stoic. Most of my foundation for everything as a choice stems from Stoic philosophy. You can do a lot of reading, but if you hang out with other Kung Fu masters, you get better at Kung Fu. That's just how it works. But you can try and teach yourself Kung Fu, watch some movies and check out some stuff. But if you hang out with other Kung Fu masters, you become one eventually.
Yeah, and that's really cool about the men's group, honestly, is because you have, again, a group of men, I think there's 10 in each group, right, that do support each other. They're able to talk freely and openly about what is going on with their lives. They support each other, and then Rick gives them the practice piece. They practice a lot. They have homework. They put in the work. And not every time are they like nailing it. They're learning as they go on. And the men that have went through this program, I'm telling you, I mean, as a woman, like if you have a guy that you think would need this, talk to him about it, because it'll make your life even much better too. Having your guy be able to train with other men and have that support.
Yeah. Well said, baby. Emily, let's do a thing. We've been doing more couples calls lately. As long as he jumps on, just understand we don't do therapy. This isn't. We don't do a bash session.
We'll make
we
you
don't
feel
do anything
very
like that.
comfortable. It's more of like an open conversation.
Hang out with us.
Yeah.
So if you book a call with us, Emily, just have him hang out. It's not to be like, look what he's doing wrong or any of that stuff. Because a lot of times it's just you both aren't understanding
You're just missing each other. Yeah.
I work with men, and so I'm just going to be real with you guys. My soft spot's going to be probably for the guy. And that's usually balances out the dynamic, because that guy's given so much that he's like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let me show you where you're missing your piece.
Yeah.
And then that just balances you both out, because it really is a degree that when he's doing better, the whole family's doing better. When he's doing worse, there's turmoil in the house.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where, like, have him be on the call and we can just hang out.
Yeah. And you with the couples, I'll play the supportive role to the woman, but also be very much, why are you laughing?
Because you pushed your microphone away and started talking.
Microwave away.
You pushed the microwave away.
Yeah. The supportive piece for the woman that is, I guess, given the advice to how can she support her guy as he's going through this process of growing and becoming a better man for her. So sometimes it's just the lady's not adding to what they think it is. You know, and just being there and encouraging. So.
Yeah, and I see, is it Teresa M 1376? People think communication is always the key. It's not communication. It's important, but if you guys have to really start off with, do I trust that you have my best interest? It starts with trust. The reason that I say that it starts with trust is if you're communicating with somebody and you don't believe a word that they're saying, it doesn't matter what you're communicating anymore.
Yeah.
And so you have to be able to go like, can I trust that you actually have my well-being? And a lot of these guys, they feel like if you say, like, hey, you should listen to this guy, or hey, you should talk to this guy, it's almost like some sort of like, oh, I'm not good enough. There's always like a defense that comes up. Like, what do I got to talk to him for? Why can't you just tell me? Like, it always does that thing because naturally we're guarded. We're not supposed to just open up, because every time we open up, we get smashed on. So guys have their armor on all day. And if you say you should check out this other guy's armor, you go like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not an easy conversation to have. But show them some videos, because all the guys that I talk to go like, dude, this was way easier than I thought. Because I'm a guy's guy. Like, we
Yeah.
talk and I understand, but we have no blame, no shame, no judgment. What happened is what happened. And
Yeah.
that's really what it is.
And maybe start the conversation if you have the videos pulled up. You know, you watch them first, form your own opinion, right? And then ask him, like, hey, I have my opinion about this, but I want to hear your opinion. Let's talk about it. And then start there.
Yeah. I am sweating like I'm in
I
trouble.
told you it's hot.
You are right. It is warm in
Okay,
here.
so let's answer Kita Rita's question. Opposite gender friends, advice and boundaries. We just posted a video about this today.
Well, here's the thing. Friends is different. If you're single, I mean, this is up to you. If you're single, do your thing. If you're in a relationship with somebody, it's not a good idea. It just creates that like open window for that person. I think the reality is, and I think it's been pretty established across the board, if any guys are sitting in a beautiful girl's friend zone, he's always around, hangs out a lot, just cool dude, super nice, loves to be, he's funny, likes to be around, she likes him around, #1 Snapchat buddy, all this stuff. Listen, I'll tell you right now, your friendship is not important enough to him to be like, I'm having a bad day and I just need some penis. Can you be that guy today? He'd be like, oh no, our friendship is way too important to me. Nope. He'll be like, of course I'll do that because friends are there for that. God, I've been dreaming of that. Let's do that. Like, he's been waiting in the wings. Those guys are just waiting for the day that your guy messes up so he can be the shoulder you cry on and swoop in there and be like, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. You're right. I'm a strong believer in that. I've had too many guy friends that were very slimy. And I would watch, not saying every guy's slimy, I probably shouldn't have said that, but, no.
Your guy friends are as friendly as you let them be.
That's true.
And that goes for just humans in general. People will do things until there's a reason to not do things.
Yeah.
And so the consequences, if there are no consequences, people will keep going. And it's the same thing with the guys who are your guy friends. They're your friends as far as you let them be your friends. Yeah. But if you said like, hey, listen, Mikey, I really would like just to get just smashed today. Can you just go ahead and do that? I really doubt that he'd be like, I don't want to jeopardize our friendship there. I think that we should just go ahead and stay cool. He'd be like, oh, yeah, of course we'll. Let's do that. Pants are already up. You want me to help you? Like, he's going to be right on it. That's how good of friends you are.
Yeah, Teresa, it's not when we put them in the brother-sister zone, LOL, at least for me.
Because
exactly. At least for you.
You're the one who's setting the restrictions, Teresa.
Yeah, Teresa.
I'll tell you what, Teresa. Go ahead and remove the restrictions and see if it's reciprocated. Don't worry. We'll wait. I'll give it 10 seconds here. Go ahead and text Mike to say, okay.
She knew what she was saying. That was funny.
You know.
Wow, you really teach people how to treat you. Boundaries. Like, boundaries. My boyfriend has a lot of female friends, and he gets mad that I don't like it. It makes me uncomfy.
Makes sense.
Yep.
What's he got all those female friends for?
Exactly.
What's he getting from the dynamic? Backup plan?
And listen,
attention?
Woman to woman, don't let him justify why he needs all those friends that are girls.
Can you have a bunch of male friends?
No. No.
Kia.
No.
It's Kia, right? Is that right? Kita.
Kita Rita.
Kita, is it cool if you just start loading up your friends list with a bunch of dudes?
Guarantee you she's not that person. If I had to guess, I'm just going to assume a lot here, and she may be like, yeah, I actually have a lot of guy friends, that's different. But
my DMs are blown up.
I guarantee you she's a woman that's like, you know what, I don't do that. But he sure does, and I'm dealing with it. No.
I don't know. I think really if I was going to do a women's class, like if I was going to like work with women again, my women's class would be, here's how you interview on a date to not get guys that do this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I would improve everyone's interview process to make it so they can go like, hey, wait a second. I know exactly what to ask for these red flags.
We've talked about this before, but I think we need to make a list of questions, a list of things that you need to know about somebody. And again, people have great interviewing skills too, so that's also tough. Questions that you need to know about someone before you get into a committed relationship with them and waste everybody's time.
Maybe. I think we can. The door's open. Let's talk about it more. It sounds like it's not the worst idea.
No, it's a great idea.
It's a great
actually.
idea, baby. Great idea, of course. What about an ex-wife as a friend and having a healthy relationship? It can be done, like I said. I didn't say, like, there's no absolutes. There's always exceptions to things. And so nothing is 100%. Can it be done? Of course. And depending on what the divorce was like and the reason for it and how cordial they are, ultimately it can be a very healthy business relationship. It doesn't have to be a hostile business relationship. You guys can still be cool. And if you know the ex and they end up going like, hey, listen, I just know that's done and I don't want it back even if it was an option, but we still got to do this for the kids so we can still be cool with each other. Yeah, of course there's stuff that can work out. There's no absolutes. But I think it's one of those things where like, hey, I'm going to go hang out with my ex-wife still. Because, she's having a tough day. Call you tomorrow.
See you later. See you later.
No. No.
Yeah.
Side note, you kind of look like Mandy
Patinkin.
Patinkin.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know, but you got that last name quick. Patinkin.
It's surprisingly because I can't see,
That's
even with my
true.
glasses on. Oh, yeah. You do. So Mandy's a boy.
Oh.
We don't even
Look
know
at
who
this
that is.
dog. He is nuts. Oh. Get another question, baby.
All right.
What are you doing?
Can you date someone with a kid
Aries.
without having
Come on.
the dogs? Can you date someone with a kid without them having any emotional attachment to the baby's father?
What?
What?
Say it again.
From The Princess Bride. I'm shocked that you don't know that.
I know The Princess Bride, but can date someone with a kid? Yes, I guess. Without them having an emotional attachment to the baby father. To the baby's father. I don't,
So are you asking that if you date someone with a kid, are you worried that the person that has the kid is going to have an emotional attachment with the baby's father?
Where did I miss the Princess Bride thing? Oh, Mandy Patinkin from the Princess Bride.
Yeah, this is who it is.
No, I don't. No, that's not inconsistent. That's Inigo Montoya. My name is Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
You killed my father.
Anyway.
I
Yeah.
don't look like him. I need longer hair. But there's something that I know that you don't know.
What?
I am not left-handed.
Yeah, I did know that.
That's true. That's also from the Princess Bride. You're welcome. All right, talking about the kid's father. Depends on the situation with the kid's father. I don't know what it means by that one. Like, I understand, like, can you date someone and not have an emotional attachment to the kids? Really hard if you're a decent person. The kids thing, that's the hardest part for anybody who's dating somebody with kids is you invest in the kids just as much as the parent. It's really tough to lose them. So I'm just going to put out there for some of you ladies who like think you can just trash a dude who's invested a couple of years into your kids. It just hurts the guy. I know. I did that. I invested in a few kids for almost 8 years-ish. 8 years just to be like, I can't see him anymore. I can't talk to him. And I'm not going to lie. I did not like that. It hurt a lot. Mm-hmm. As far as being with my ex and stuff, we killed it. That was a dead relationship. That was done. But the kids thing, the kids didn't do anything wrong. And that part hurt all of us. The kids suffered, I suffered, it was not good. So that part, I don't know. The woman he's dating still has emotional attachment to the baby daddy. Oh, I see what they're saying. So he's talking about like, he's dating a woman who still, loves the dad, I guess?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, what are you doing in this relationship if she wants to be with the other guy? What are you getting out of it? Like, this is one of those, like, it's like the basis of the conversation for, like, just what are you dating for? If you're dating somebody who wants to be with somebody else, what are you getting out of the relationship?
Yeah.
I'm just kind of curious.
Here's
What are
a
you there
question for you from Dr. Rockford.
Dr. Rockford.
Is it okay for your wife to go to lunch with a former male coworker, attractive and similar age?
It sure does seem like a red flag, I'll tell you, from here. What's the benefit there from going out with a similar age attractive coworker? Like, I guess what would be the benefit? Like, we just have so much in common. Oh, that's great.
Fantastic.
Not a red flag there.
Yeah.
He's just so funny and he listens and understands me. Oh, good. Nothing bad can come from this. I just love his sexy arms. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, of course. These are all great things.
He's going through a hard time.
I don't care.
No, to answer your question, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, you should just give her rides home from work, too.
Just friends from an old job. No. Would she be okay if you did?
Why don't you start calling up your old girlfriends from old jobs and go, they're having a hard time. Stop it. Guys, basic golden rule here.
Yeah, no. Stop second guessing yourselves. You guys, I think that people, I know easier said than done because I've been in a lot of these situations before, but when you know that it's a red flag.
She works from home. Have them come over. Have fun with you. Hang out. You'll be there too.
She works from home now. Yeah. I'm sure she does. Oh,
so
Jay Barker, yes, we use Zoom. So if you've booked an appointment, which the link is at the top, you will get a Zoom link. And that's how we will communicate.
Yeah, I'm booked out through July, but my buddy Eddie...
No, we're booked out through June. We just started booking for July.
Oh, we booked into July. Yeah. It's up to July now. But Eddie just opened up his calendar, and Eddie is the guy who's on our podcast, and he's awesome. So if you want a great conversation with just a powerful Sigma male, he is very intelligent. He's a great guy. He's my number one for these calls.
For sure.
He just opened up his schedule so you guys don't have to wait a month to talk to us. And this way you can also get an opportunity to be jumping in with our next groups because I can only talk to so many people a day. And so this is a huge opportunity. When you go into our website, you see the big calendar. If you go into the part where it's there's a big button that says book sooner, that goes right to his calendar. So don't go to the big calendar because that's already booked out. Just go to the button underneath that says get more times.
Well, it's booked out through June, so if you want an appointment soon, yeah.
If you want one sooner, but he just opened up for this week, next week, so you don't have to wait a month to talk to us. Good question. What's a Sigma male? That's a
Great
longer
question.
Conversation. Sigma males it falls in line with an alpha, except not like an alpha. What that means is this is a leader who's far more independent, works on his own, doesn't need the pack. Doesn't mean better or worse, it just means a different type of leader. I've heard it explained really well that if a alpha was like a lion, and the alpha has his pride, his pack, his hunting party, or like a wolf, something like that. If an alpha is like a pack hunter and has their pack they protect and they provide and they're there for, that's an alpha. But if you have a sigma would be like a tiger. A tiger hunts alone, still powerful, still self-sufficient, does all of its own things, still a powerful leader, and can go toe-to-toe and handle an alpha. A sigma is a lone wolf who's highly proficient and efficient at doing what he does. And so there's traits that people change. And when it comes to betas and alphas and all this stuff like this, we all start as betas, all of us. Every man, we all start as betas. As little kids, we're all followers. We're all trying to follow our parents and our dads and whatever. We don't know anything better. And then we learn traits that teach us how to be far more leader-oriented. We learn how to be captains of the team. We learn how to lead football and learn how to play soccer. We learn how to be the bowling captain, whatever. We get better at taking lead positions. People start to follow us. And then you become a better alpha. You become the leader of the pack. And then at some point you can evolve forward to not need the pack. And if there's some guys who generally it's more introverted guys than extroverted guys, go the Sigma route.
Yeah.
And that's where they still become a powerful leader, but it's going to be more of a solo move.
There's videos about it on YouTube too that you can Google. It'll have all the different ones for men and women.
Anyways, Eddie's a lone wolf, but he's great around alphas. He's great around everybody. He's a unique guy. It's very rare. Very rare humans. Sigmas are not common. They're very, very rare.
Got your call tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, but I thought you guys were Central. We are Central, but let me double check for you.
If you're booked out for tomorrow, let's see. Yeah, we'll see who that is, because he might be booked with Eddie.
I got it.
Oh, thank you, baby. Is this David?
No. Yep. It's noon our time, 1 Eastern. So you were right. We will talk to you at noon our time, 1 o'clock your time.
Was it Ryan?
Yep.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, Ryan, I'll be talking with you tomorrow, bud.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I look forward. We'll be hanging tomorrow, brother.
Thank you for confirming, so you don't get another email from me tonight saying, hey.
No, I look forward to it. Sounds good.
So someone was asking, yep, there it is. How do I get my husband to kick out our 30-year-old stepson?
All right. Here's something that's an interesting concept, especially for people who are big on capital punishment and like to try and push punishment in the house. Let me just explain something that's way worse. Here's an analogy. Would you rather take a full-on slap to the face, just one big, heavy hit to the face, just wham, and it's done, or have wet socks for a week?
Just hit me.
Just get the slap over with, right?
Yeah.
So that punishment of I'm going to slap you, you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds bad, but I'll take it. Like, I'll be fine. It's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
I think people underestimate the value of discomfort. You don't have to be mean. You just don't have to give all of the comforts. If it becomes just a little more uncomfortable, a little less comfortable, a little less comfortable, wet socks is way worse than getting slapped in the face. So if you can find like, hey, listen, we're just going to stop giving you all the perks of being here. Less perks means less privileges, which means less reasons for you to be here, more reasons for being independent, so you can handle your own perks.
Yeah. Also, I think, too, and I don't know if you have these already, I'm assuming you do, but having boundaries, too, like having the expectations set. What is that? What do you pay to live here? Giving him an end date of like, you have this long until we need you out, and we're gonna.
Well, ultimatums are a little. That's the slap in the face route.
Yeah,
that's a little aggressive.
That's what I like. Oh.
You like the aggressive slap in the face.
Well, I'm like,
I'm saying stuff like.
Well, he's 30. He's not 18.
I get you.
Okay.
What I'm saying is.
I'm with you.
I know you're gonna be like, why don't you just destroy the house?
No, easier. Like, no, it's always easier said than done. I'm from the outside looking in, because if it was my kids, I'd be like, well, it's hard. It's hard.
There's a point where you go like, what are the big perks that he really enjoys, and then just make those not so great. I love having my high-speed internet so I can play video games all day. Well, we're going to downgrade to the regular internet so that we can just do our thing, but it's not going to handle your game system anymore.
But why should you have to inconvenience yourself within your own home if someone is a grown adult? And it is time. It's time for
Baby.
Big boy to move out. What?
No.
Yeah, I think so.
If it was that easy, he'd just be gone.
No, but they're probably treating him very well there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I know it's your point, but they shouldn't have to inconvenience their way of life because he can't get it together.
It may be not inconvenient. You're making too many assumptions.
This is what I say. Women make up their own stories.
You say
I'm making up this entire story.
Like, but actually, you would do this thing and do this thing. Yeah, like make it so like pay for your own internet. Like it's just small stuff. Like take the conveniences that are there away. But I mean, like you're like, well, you should kick them right out of the house.
No.
Oh, but don't slow down your internet speed.
I told you, Wonder Woman. He's very spoiled. Of course he is. He is living his best life over there in Wonder Woman's house. So he is like, I'm good. So that's what I'm saying. He may just need a little bit more like boundaries. Like, hey, you have 1 year, you have 6 months.
Baby,
you're going to need to do that.
Please.
Listen.
No.
It works.
I'm disagreeing with you. If it worked, you wouldn't be there.
Well, I can tell you we have someone that lives here, and we've set boundaries, and they've been obtained.
Baby, we don't... Are we really trying... As far as I know, we haven't been asking anybody to go.
No, I don't want to do that.
Then
I'm just
that's
saying.
why we're not in the same situation.
No, but she's ready for him to...
Right. In which case, start removing the things that make somebody spoiled. That's it. That's it. It's just the small
Kate,
things.
J. Ron. So tell him 1 month.
Yeah, everyone's so like get out. But it doesn't. This is a trained behavior that it doesn't work. It's kind of like the whole frog in hot water thing.
Yeah.
If you put a frog in hot water, it jumps right out. But if you put a frog in like warm water and slowly turn the temperature up, it'll stay in the water until it cooks.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with this. You can't just go like, get out, because it doesn't work. Because then you're fighting with the husband, now you're having all kinds of issues. The reason that he's there in the first place becomes a major problem. Just start tweaking little inconveniences, like change the password. Oh, sorry, but if you like internet, get your own. It's not a big deal. We want you to have internet too, but not ours. But of course, if you got the big pushover husband, I mean, this is going to be one of those things. If you guys don't agree at the top, don't worry about working at the bottom. Yeah. Like if your husband's like, I'll just keep giving him the password. Well, then you guys are not on the same page anyways.
The ladies are like, find him a girlfriend.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
He's got his online buddies.
Solution.
What's he need a girl for? They only hurt his heart. Besides, he gets all his bills paid for.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That was good.
Yeah, but it's going to be tough. It's a tough sell. Okay, listen. He's really sweet. Doesn't really take care of his body. Lives with his parents still. He's a high-level character in World of Warcraft. Are you free Friday to hang out in his room?
Mom's cooking dinner.
Mom's cooking. She's
Wonder Woman's like, no, I'm not.
Wonderful. Wonder Woman will make you feel wonderful.
Mom still does his laundry. I don't know if Wonder Woman does do his laundry. I think she's like, do your own. Yeah.
You got a high level. He runs a guild, you guys. He's a leader.
That's a great. I'm glad that we got into that. That's good. I feel for. That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
He has all the perks that he needs. He lives literally in the best you can possibly live. Why would he change it? People go as far as their consequences, and if there are no discomforts and there are no consequences, why would anybody ever change?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, Steve. Looking forward to it, bud. Steve
Yeah,
Jones.
just saw that. Yeah,
Looking
awesome.
good, man. You're gonna love the conversations. Everybody I talk to, we always have a great talk, and so it's good. Just a lot of times too, Steven, you're gonna see. Whenever I talk to guys, whether I end up working with them or not, sometimes like the conversation's like, dude, it was just good to talk to somebody who listened, man.
Yep. And they could be real with.
All the time. They're like, man, it just feels good to be able to have somebody just not like knock me down for talking. Like, this was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, good luck, Wonder Woman. We're looking forward to seeing how it goes.
Good. You have some ideas now. She's gonna get off here and be like, let me tell you something.
Small discomforts. Like take small stuff away. Like if you're washing his
she'll never be out again. She's kissing
his
your internet.
favorite pillow, just happen to lose the favorite pillow and give him the crappy pillow. It's like the small conveniences.
Did I just witness a health?
And if he's playing World of Warcraft and you slow down the internet, I'm telling you right now, he'll be like, I'm getting my own place. I'm gonna move in with my guys in Texas. They at least pay their internet bill. I'm a guild leader. I can't afford to miss my days. He knows. I know. I've got my guys who are like that.
This guy, Nick, says, did I just witness a healthy discussion between couples? I don't get to do that with my wife.
Well, let's do it together.
Yeah. Yeah, book a call. 4 of us can chat.
We've done that now with a few couples. It wasn't really our goal or intention to do it, but we've been doing it and really helping some people just go like, oh, damn it, I didn't really see it. Damn, that changes everything.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what we haven't done yet that would be kind of nice is like actually have some people like practice an argument.
We should do that.
Yeah, I think we're going to do that. We got some couples that we've got lined up that would be pretty good to just kind of go together, just have somebody go like, all right, we're all going to learn a new skill. We're going to all practice it. Let's let these people like try out one of their arguments that they've had. We're going to see how they go. We're all going to take like the notes.
Yeah.
We're all going to listen.
Yeah.
And see how we see this.
Yes.
And this will be like a good awareness practice, and then everybody kind of gets an idea of like, oh yeah, I guess I do that too, or I do that, and I can see now after I've seen it, and I know this new tool, I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, once you have the awareness, the conversations, once you start practicing, definitely help.
Thanks, Travis. We appreciate you too. Phil, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, so that's why I kind of laughed out loud, and then you started talking, so let it be, because I knew that you were just joking around when you said lessons to date women in their 20s with the laughing faces, and you're like, just playing.
Yeah, Dominic, you're on my list, bud. That's for sure. You and Randy for sure. I'd love to have in there because you guys are already solid. I would love to have you guys in there. Yeah, but Steven, normally, no, we don't have a couples things yet. We're kind of working that out, but we're seeing that there's a need for it, and I think it would be really cool. So we're setting it up, but I'm gonna have to do a couple test groups with a few people that we already have set up. That would be like a very positive culture before like we just start throwing like toxic couples into an environment where it's just a explosion, you know.
How do you get the wife to respect your opinion? That's a great question.
I'd have to see the reason that she doesn't respect your opinion. Like, what's happening? Like, how is she responding to you? What are the conversations? How are you acting in the conversation? Like, there's a dynamic missing piece, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah. How do you feel like you got me to respect your opinion? Good question.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had to really alter a lot of things, especially with my tone and the way that I communicated with you, but I think it might be better for you to explain how you were able to start respecting opinions.
Yeah. I think for us, and I would have to give this more thought, I'm not as quick on my feet as this guy is. Usually, I think we had to have an understanding, again, I keep talking about this tonight, but what our boundaries are, what things we find respectful, and identify what those words really mean for us. How we identify what's respectful to him, what's respectful to me, what are our non-negotiables, what are our boundaries. I personally know what I need. I need a guy that I can't walk all over, and there's no way in hell I would ever, it wouldn't last with this guy, you know. And listen, I'm a human, so sometimes I know we push each other's buttons,
You
but
have to try. Yeah.
I'll try. I don't get far, but that's what I like. I am the woman that needs, I need a man's man. I need a guy. I need a real man that's like going to say, no, this is what we're doing, and this is how we're going to go about it. And I know that his intention is good.
But I also learned that it's not the way that she just said it, because that doesn't fly either. All you guys are like, nope, no, can't do that. I can't go, this is what we're doing. This is how it's going to be. Nope, can't do that. That doesn't work. You can't use that advice. No, it's a little different. It's going to be one of those things like, babe, I hear you. You're saying you need this and this and this, right? But that goes against the standard for myself that I won't compromise.
Yes.
In which case, I hear you. I just disagree. I do believe in my heart of hearts, it's our best interest to do it this way.
Yeah, you do that now.
No, I didn't always. No.
No.
Before I was like, get the match, we're fighting. If you can take me, you're right.
Humor helps us both. Humor helps us both a lot. Like today, we were both working. I was working from home today. He was at his desk, and there was a couple of times I would say something a little sassy to him because that's kind of my way, like awkward word of like way of flirting with him, I guess.
She likes to do it when she thinks she can get away with it. So she'll do it when like I'm on call or I'm talking to my mom or something. She'll be like, well, maybe I'll just slap you. And I'll be like, you think because my mom is on the phone?
He's like, I'll go set up the mats right now. And that, for me, just him, that banter back and forth, it just makes everything just so much lighter and funny, you know?
I'm like, listen, if you want a challenge for dominance and you think you're ready to take the top spot, you go ahead. I'll set the mats up. 2 out of 3. You tap me 2 out of 3. You get the top spot. I'll listen to whatever you got to say.
Let me tell you, we'd never get to those mats.
Yeah, no, you won't.
I'm a little punk.
all the girls.
I'm not a fighter.
I'm like,
please.
Are you challenging for a top spot?
Well, no.
Let's set the mats up. If you,
but here's the thing.
You get me, you can have it.
We know. We also understand in the House of Girls, he could really F us up if he wanted to. We know that. We know that's that capability. He never would, but we know that it's there. We know. We are aware. He's much stronger than all of us put together. We've tried. We played tug of war and he won.
It's not fair.
Why is it so hard not to wonder about our ex's business?
Because you're not okay with yourself. If you're cool with yourself, if you understand your value, if you understand your worth, if you understand what your purpose is, if you understand what it is that you have a dream or a goal or a vision, if you're working on you, you don't worry about the past. The past is behind you. The past isn't going to happen ever again. The past is the past. But you're not on your game. If you're not working on you, you're going to be looking backward like the good old days were better. But if you're not evolving forward and not working on something mentally, physically, spiritually, if you're not working on something business related or something that's your passion, I don't care what it is. It could be learning a new skill, it could be starting a nonprofit, it could be anything. If you're not working on you and you're not working on something that you believe in, you're going to keep looking backwards instead of forward. So what I would suggest is, instead of worrying about leveling down to what your ex is doing, why don't you go ahead and level up and get you a better one?
Mm-hmm.
Not a better ex, like a better girl.
Yeah.
A better ex.
Yeah.
You get you a better ex.
Yeah, so do that.
And then worry about her.
Yeah. Let's Be Frank asks, how do you work on low self-esteem from bullying as a child?
There's ways to do it, and there's actually some pretty cognitive, I do some cognitive behavioral therapy stuff that actually has been working pretty effectively for that kind of childhood trauma stuff. Now, depending on the severity, there are some things that are like extreme sexual harassment stuff that's a little more complicated. But when it comes to regular bullying stuff, there's some pretty cool stuff that we do. That we've had guys who have had some pretty tough abuses, especially from fathers or stepfathers, that were some pretty heavy things that we were able to overcome pretty effectively. So there are tricks, but to just tell you the answer is a little irresponsible because it's not the way that it works. But I wish I could just go, oh, you just do this and then you're over it. It's a little, there's more training involved in that. So there is a way. There's a way to do it, and it does work effectively. It's just very difficult to say on a live video in one sentence of a conversation. So book a call, and then we can talk, and I'll help you work through it, and I'll give you some stuff that can help you. And if you're the kind of guy I want to work with, I'll make you an offer to work with me.
Great. Can you talk about men compartmentalizing relationships?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That's an old one. Yeah. So here's a fun study that was done. A fun thing. It's not even just men compartmentalizing just relationships. We're able to do something that women can't do. And it works both ways. Women do something that men don't do. They hooked up all the neurodes to like people's heads to see what does their brain system look like at the end of the day when they're winding down. And they found out whenever women sit down with all the neurodes to their head, the more, like, as soon as they sit down, brain waves start increasing because they start going through all the things they could or should be doing that they're not doing because they're sitting down. Like, I know I'm sitting down right now, and I know he wants to watch the show or whatever, but I could be doing the groceries and the dishes to get done, and these things aren't taken care of, and I know I gotta get the kids, and we don't have things for tomorrow, and I gotta send the email, and I gotta do, like, their brain just starts going, and the more they sit, the more it goes. When guys sit down, I'm sure you girls have heard this before. When guys sit down and you go, hey honey, what are you thinking about? And he goes, not thinking about anything. Turns out, that's an actual thing guys can do. The neurodes were showing that when guys sit down and shut it down, flatlines. We really can just go, duh, and think about nothing. Like, we can shut it down. Like, we can turn it off. Now, this isn't something we always do. We just turn it off. And we have an ability to actually just quiet it down and let it just recharge. It's the famous nothing box. Correct, you got it. So we have a nothing box. We have a compartmentalization of actual nothing. Now, women don't have that. They did it across the board. Women don't have that box. And I've talked to a lot of women. They're like, nope, that's not what happens to me. I start thinking more and more and more. She does the same thing. She doesn't sit down and stop thinking. She thinks more and more and more.
No, it's so annoying.
Grabs that phone and does another appointment.
It's so
grabs
annoying
phone,
to the point, like, I wish I could buy a nothing box and, like, literally just have that, like, for rainy days or something. Because, no, I can't. And it's even annoying to me sometimes that, like, I really have to focus on, like, not doing any. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult.
All right, boys. All right.
We get it. Someone's here.
We get it. But no, it's a real thing. So it just shows the way that we compartmentalize is different. Also, the way that we think is differently, too. They found that men are able to think more linear. And what that means is they will take all of these options and eliminate the least plausible and narrow it down to the most likely and then go with those directions. Like, this is most likely what it's going to be. The way women think is in a spider web pattern, where like while they may be following past, they're still connected to all the other things too, which is how a woman can not only be thinking about what she's got to do with this thing, but also, you know, taking care of this thing and taking care of that, and don't forget this, and what if this happens, and worrying about that, but we know that this is coming next week, so we got to make sure we have our things. Everything is connected, where guys would delete irrelevant information and be like, this is still the most likely way to go. Both have applications to be useful. Like, both are valuable, because there's a lot of things that guys will delete that they probably shouldn't have. And then there's some things that girls will get into that's going to be kind of a waste of the time that they need to do. So it's going to be something where as a team, it's a very valuable system, because you guys can have each other's backs. So it's not that one's better or one's worse. They both have application. But if you think that you're both thinking like a spider web, or you're both thinking linear, you're going to be missing each other, because it's not what your strengths are. But there is a real thing, though, ladies, for compartmentalization, that if you go like, what are you thinking? And he goes like, I'm not thinking about anything. That's an actual thing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Like, we actually have a thing where I'm like, I shut it off.
That's so
I
wonderful.
shut it down.
That's so wonderful. You guys are so lucky.
It's pretty crazy.
You're so lucky. Okay, so Phil, we don't have an audiobook yet. It's something we've talked about it, but just with timing and everything, not yet.
Yeah,
Maybe
I recorded
someday.
half of it, but I'll do it at some point. I'm gonna republish the book. We're gonna add a whole other thing for awareness in there, because
Change the cover.
yeah, and change the cover. So we're gonna do something different.
Also, the first call is free. I saw there was a question about that. The first call is free. Click the link at the top if you want to schedule a call with him. Okay, so a couple questions. First one is, someone's dating someone else. They won't change their status on social media.
How long have you guys been dating?
We'll have to see. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if it's been like 3 minutes, whatever. Some
Yeah.
people, like, here's the thing. I don't really associate, like, I mean, like, I do it for her, but I don't really establish, like, the way that I love is connected to social media. Like, that's not a thing to me. Like, I love her, and I have no problem loving her, and I'll show her I love her every day, but that has nothing to do with Facebook. Like, for me, that has nothing to do with Instagram. That has nothing to do with Twitter or TikTok or anything. Like, I love you, not because of social media. So for me to have to hurry and change my social media to show you that I love you, well, that's not the way that I love you. But I'll do it for you. I don't connect that I love you with Facebook's Facebook status.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No, the way that I love you doesn't depend on a status. But I also believe you're in a relationship. It does need to be put out there that you're in a relationship or you're married, because it is a difference. People start reaching out to you all of a sudden when you're single, and I don't want that.
Listen, I'm gonna crush a debate here for you right now. And this is gonna be something where some of you might not like this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and crush something for you. People are supposed to reach out to your person, whether you show your status or not. People should be trying anyway. She's beautiful. People should be trying. Guys should be trying. They should be. And if any girls gave it a shot, the same thing's going to happen to the guys that are talking to her. You're just not going to go anywhere. It's going to get rejected. Thank you for the offer. That's very sweet of you to say nice things, but that's not going to happen. And that's okay. That's fine. People are supposed to find the person you're with attractive, because if not, what's wrong with your person? You're supposed to have somebody who's attractive. That's fine. Now, the thing is if your person is seeing somebody else or cheating or doing something like that, if your person is stepping out and you're getting mad at the other person, stop doing that. Stop doing that. You say, but she shouldn't be talking to my man. He shouldn't be talking to my girl. Listen, that person did not make any promises not to do that. But the person you're with did. So the person you should be mad at is the person who's breaking their promise or the vow, not the person who was able to get in there because your person isn't loyal.
Yeah.
Stop getting mad at people who didn't make any promises. Whatever. Like I've talked to a lot of people who are like, yeah, they were cheating on their ex with me and now we're together and now that's made us unstable. Duh. Stop getting mad at the other person. You can't blame people for wanting somebody who they think is great. If you're with somebody who you think is great, people are supposed to try. Can't get mad at you for that. But I can get mad that we made a promise to each other that we don't do that and one of us breaks the promise.
Mm-hmm.
That I can get upset about.
Yeah.
Not because of the other person, but because you broke the promise that we made to each other.
Yeah.
So I'd be mad at you. And I'm pretty sure you'd be mad at me.
Oh, you know what?
But it has nothing to do with the other girl. It has nothing to do with another guy. That's only on the person.
Well, I think you can still be mad at the other person too, especially.
What?
Well, what if you know them? What if they're a friend? What if they're a neighbor?
That's not a friend. That wasn't your friend. Don't give them that much of a title. That wasn't your friend if they're going to be hooking up with your spouse.
That's fair.
That's not your friend.
That's true. Anymore, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, were they really ever?
No.
At that point, you're
like really,
were they
people
really?
treat yeah.
Were they really? They want to hump your husband. Really?
Yeah. Exactly. It's true. What's the reason why some people allow those advances even if they don't act on it?
They're keeping the door open. Men and women do it very differently. Men are a lot less discreet than women are. Women will leave the door open and call it like not really looking. Like, I wasn't looking for anything, but you just left like food on the floor and the door open, and don't expect like foxes and wolves and dogs and stuff to come in. I didn't ask the dog to come in, but it's a cute dog. You know, like, stop it. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
You're still fishing. It's like leaving all the fishing lines in the water, but I didn't touch the fishing pole. Like, you're still fishing. So women do it differently. Guys hunt. Guys go out and pursue. Guys are sending messages, and I don't know. I think the new thing now is you gotta send a penis picture as a hello.
No,
that's the new thing, right?
no one. But don't get me started. It's
so
never
many horror
attractive.
stories.
It's never attractive.
I'm just kidding. Don't really do it. I'm just a joke.
No, but
don't really do that.
A lot of that's never attractive to a woman. Like it never is. It never is. That it should not be the first picture. That's so gross.
Knock knock. Who's there? Boom.
Don't do that.
Surprise. It's like the new handshake. Yeah, don't really do that, fellas. It's a terrible idea. That's not the new handshake. But in any case, yeah, stop. I'd say stop getting mad at other people for that stuff. I don't know. Be loyal to your people. Who was the person who said something? There's something we were talking about before we got distracted by penis pictures again. Why do people open it up? Oh, it's the attention thing. There's an attention thing that's happening there, and people still feel like there's an unmet need for whatever. And so, whatever it is their unmet need is, I don't know. They probably don't know either. And it's going to be a tough thing for you if you have somebody who's trying to get validation from other people and not from you. Or maybe you stop giving them validation. I'm not really sure the dynamic you guys have. So there'd be a few questions I'd have to have answered to be like, oh, it's that piece that's missing right there.
Yeah. But again, it gets to the whole conversation about the conversation. If that's the case and you've had the conversation and, I think with us, we set boundaries with each other and our non-negotiables, right? So we always say to each other, like, we know that we are each other's person. We also know that cheating is not good for either one of us. So if one of us was to make the decision, we would be very aware of what the decision would do to our relationship. We would no longer be a thing. If I still choose to move forward and cheat on him, then I must want our relationship to end because that's what would happen.
Yeah, and my girl would never cheat on me.
No.
So if she's cheating on me,
I'm not your girl anymore.
Must not be my girl.
Yes, absolutely. I'm never cheating on you.
I know. Be enthusiastically taken. Yeah, I think that's one of those things where, I don't know, don't leave those doors open if you don't want anything to come in. It's just not good.
Yeah, she never was your girl. Yeah, it's fair.
It's not my girl.
Yeah. Mary Brown.
There's Mary Brown.
Yeah.
There she is.
How do you communicate effectively when hearing each other is close to impossible?
A lot more listening. I'll tell you what, it's one of those things where it's a weird thing. Where like hearing each other is close to impossible. It's because you're both interrupting each other, I'm sure, Harry. I'm sure you're both trying to overtalk. I'm sure there's somebody talking with their hands. That's always frustrating. Let me tell you what I mean. Like, that's always not good. Nobody likes that. Like, when nobody's trying to really listen, how are you ever supposed to understand?
Yeah. And it's not, it takes practice.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of practice to really hear someone. And even writing it down will help. And sometimes that's even hard. But writing down what the person is saying, letting them finish, and then repeating back to them, this is what I heard you say. Is this correct? If the person's like, no, that's not what I said, then they correct it. If it's like, yes, then you move forward. It takes a lot of practice. It's not easy.
Practice.
It is not easy.
Is anger excusable for verbal abuse? Anger comes from a couple things. Anger usually comes from something being taken from them and they're angry about it, or some sort of sense of injustice. And they feel like somebody is doing something they believe is wrong. And that could also fall under, like, you're just not listening to me and I feel like that's not fair. You know, everybody's got a different degree of what they feel injustice is going to be. But for the most part, when people are getting angry, it's because they're not being heard. People who have high gratitude don't get angry, and people who are being respected and heard don't have to get louder. But when you see somebody getting abusive verbally or starting to get louder or meaner, it's usually a sign of not feeling like they're being validated or heard in any way. And then if somebody's shutting down, it's the same thing. When people start to just shut off, like, I don't, so it's essentially the fight or flight mechanism kicks in. If somebody's doing full flight, they don't feel heard. And if somebody's getting real angry and name calling, they're not being heard either. So it's a really interesting thing that, like, everyone wants to talk first.
I want to be heard.
Just listen.
Yeah.
Really listen to them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. How do I help my girlfriend get over her anxiety of life? She worries about the future.
Hard to answer. I'd have to know what her stuff is. We did an anxiety answer, but I mean, the answer isn't the solution. That's the hard thing. I did a video today explaining how we work through anxiety, but again, it's kind of like me saying, like, in Kung Fu, we do all these different moves. We can incapacitate somebody through their arm or through their clavicle or through their ribs, there's different ways we can do it, and there's a lot of pretty cool things. One of the attacks I like to do is this punch right here, and you go, okay, cool, yeah. That doesn't mean you know Kung Fu now. You just know there are some moves that do certain things, and I know how that works, but it doesn't mean you're a Kung Fu master, and that's essentially what it is with anxiety. Anxiety, I'm going to give you the answer, and you can try and work your way backwards from it. The answer with anxiety is, you don't know the answer yet. It's just uncertainty. Mm-hmm. I'll give you why I came to the conclusion and why we train this way. Think of something in your past that used to give you anxiety. It could be learning how to drive. There's a lot of variables, other drivers, things on the road. If I mess up, it could kill somebody. There's a lot of anxiety. Could be something like a public speaking. People are terrified of public speaking. They don't want to talk in front of everybody. What if I make a mistake? What if it goes bad? What if I look stupid? What if they make fun of me? They don't want to be embarrassed. There's all these what ifs. Generally with anxiety, it comes with a very high level of creativity and a high imagination. And they start creating multiple futures that will most likely never exist. And they have feelings attached to each one of the futures that are lived out in their mind. And almost always, it's negative outcomes. Very rarely are they going, let me plan ahead, and what if it all goes awesome? What if I nail it? What if everyone loves it? Like, that's not the thoughts they're having. Now, the thing is, if you take all of those things, the driving, the speeches, or whatever used to give you anxiety before, after you've been trained to drive well, and after you gave the speech, do you still have anxiety over those things?
Right.
If your answer is, well, no, I know how to drive now and it doesn't freak me out anymore. And no, that speech was 7 years ago. I don't have to think about that. It was like 20 years ago. I don't have to think about that speech anymore. That doesn't give me anxiety. Well, then, doesn't that mean anxiety is situational then? Because it used to give you anxiety, but now it doesn't. And so if somebody is having anxiety over what could maybe happen in the future, it just means I don't know what's going to happen. And so the way you would have to train that is, instead of having all the negative futures, give you all of the feelings of why your belief system is going to suggest that you should choose to quit or freak out or panic or break down. You go, let me learn from every one of these possible futures, take the lesson, delete that one out, and then be able to go, let's be as prepared as we can for the most likely thing that could go wrong. Because let's be real, anyone with anxiety that I've ever worked with, I say, how often has that worst case scenario that you were worried about actually happened? And they're like, well, it usually almost never happens, like maybe 1 in a million. And I'm like, so what was all the worrying for? You just don't know yet. So if you switch your fear, which is made up things that could or could not happen, for curiosity, which is confidence. I'm curious how this is going to go, and understand, and all of you, if you're reading this right now, understand that your survival rate out of all the things that you've been through so far is 100%. That means everything that's ever happened to you, you've survived. You can have some certainty that if you mess up a word or two in your speech, you're going to survive. You'll be okay. Mm-hmm. And if something goes wrong and your boss says something mean or somebody does something that you don't like, well, you've been through that before and you're still here. So you're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. So switch your fear of what could happen and switch it over to, I'm kind of curious how this is going to go, and I'll be prepared for the worst case scenario, but it seems very unlikely it'll happen. This is simple to say, but it does take a lot of repetition and practice to get it right. To take anxiety and teach it to be clairvoyance takes work. And so that's the answer. How to do that, again, I just showed you, here's some Kung Fu moves. You're not a master, you have to do practice, and the road to mastery is 10,000 times. So I would suggest start making some controlled mistakes. Start failing forward, and that's how you get better at stuff. And if you are one of those people who want to work with me, because I do train this, book a call and let's see if you're one of the people I want to work with, because I do pick my people.
That's true.
If we're a match, then we work together. If we're not a match, you have to find somebody who is. Yeah. I'm really sweating, babe.
Yeah, it's hot in here.
Well, how long have we been doing this right now?
I don't know. Started whispering 8:30.
Well, I got a microphone right here. So, all right.
Thank you for the kind words. We appreciate you guys.
It's been almost
let's
2
hit
hours,
it.
baby.
Let's hit it.
Yeah, I've been on the phone all day.
Yeah, same.
All right, so I would like to hang out with you for a little bit.
Yeah.
Phil and everybody, thank you guys abundance.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being on here. Thank you for all the likes. Let's go ahead and hit the like button really fast. Let's go ahead and get this over 10K likes and make it all worth it. What's up, Ruby? So let's go ahead and just drum tap the likes real quick. Push it over 10K, and then after you hit 10K, we get to go to bed. So we need your help. Put us to sleep. Put us. There's abundance.
What that does.
I see him hitting it. Live action's hitting it. And Idizard, Victoria Geezer. Let's see.
Welcome.
Mary Brown,
you.
there she is. Mary Brown's moving up. Charner, there it is. Larry, thanks Larry. Mary Brown again, moving up. Thank you
the
guys.
entire thing. No.
Okay, hey, Ancient, what we've been doing is I'll take the recording of this and I've been putting it on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
If you click the link at the top, it shows you our YouTube channel on here, and I've been posting up our old lives, and so not our whole lives, but the live videos that we do. And so you can check out some of the stuff. There's some cool things that we put on. There we go. We broke it.
Aw,
Mary Brown,
so
thank you
good.
guys.
Good job. That's awesome.
You guys are lovely.
We don't know what it does though, right?
It makes me feel happy that you guys are.
Lots of love.
We're all giving to each other. We give to you guys.
Oh,
You guys get to
good.
hammer the like button.
Yeah.
And can we be a little real? Hammering the like button is a little fun. It's a little fun. Like playing the
Do you want to log on as
drum.
me and you want to do it?
Just hammer it. So pretty cool. We appreciate you guys so
Yes.
much, and hopefully some of what we're giving to you helps you guys find some
Yes.
balance in your life and find some way to be able to just hear each other or be better or let go of some toxic dynamics or be able to make choices that make it so you guys can have the best possible outcome ever. And Isaiah, thank you for
Good.
getting the book.
Yes, that's awesome.
I saw you said it a few times. I do appreciate you,
Glad
bud.
we can help you guys.
Isaiah, hopefully you're out working with people. You are a truly likable guy. And so hopefully you're out just working with people, because That's your gift, and it's a good
I
one.
love it.
All right, guys. Thank you for being so sweet. You guys are awesome. Mary Brown, we hope to see you again soon.
Yes.
And yeah, let's go call it a night, baby.
Let's
We've
do
been
it.
hustling all
Let's do
day.
it.
All right,
All right.
I'll talk to some of you tomorrow, and I'll see the rest of you guys later.
Yes.
All right.
Good night.
I'm hitting it.